Hey guys, it's Barbie Van Horn of Finding Fine Chocolate. I wanted to give you an idea of some of the things and experiments I've been doing with palate training and tasting and putting the flavor notes of the foods that I'm eating into my memory so that when I'm tasting chocolate bars, I can recall those and know accurately and explain accurately what I am experiencing. So if you've been watching the blog, you know I've been working on figs recently and tasting figs. So I've been tasting black mission figs, and these guys have a really molassesy flavor with a tart side. So it's like molasses with tart cherry apricot, a little bit of leather and tobacco mixed in there. Pretty complex little guys, but they're really fun to taste and really like them quite a bit. And then the calimyrna figs. So that was the black mission fig. And then this is a calimyrna fig. And you can see they're very, very different looking, both figs. And I did two different kinds of figs because when somebody says, I'm tasting fig, I want to be able to ask them, are you tasting the little black mission figs or are you tasting the larger calimyrna figs? So the calimyrna figs are hugely different than the black mission figs. These guys are much softer in flavor notes. It's almost like a honey champagne with a little bit of malt and maybe some marshmallow notes. Not tart at all like the black mission fig, but really, really sweet, lovely, lovely flavors. Really liked these. So after I firmly got a grasp on the aromas and the flavors in each of the figs, then I went looking through my chocolate collection to see if I could find chocolate bars that matched up with those flavors. And that's the fun part of the experience because I'm tasting all these chocolate bars. I tasted 15 chocolate bars to nail down these flavors. And I started out tasting for black mission figs, but the first bar that I came to that really matched up with the calimyrna figs. So the first one was the Soma bar. It's the Soma old school Madagascar bar. So as you can see, the old school bars are very, very different than a chocolate bar. They are like a cookie almost, but they're very unprocessed. If you've not tasted these, you've got to try them. They're absolutely fantastic and very, very different. This bar had the calimyrna fig notes in it. Now it doesn't have any calimyrna figs in it, but it's got the notes. It's got the sweet honeyness and the marshmallowness and the almost champagne kind of flavors. And on top of that, this one has texture. And if you can see inside the calimyrna fig here, you got a lot of little seeds. So when you're eating the fig, you get a little texture experience there too. And because the Soma bar is a crunchy cookie-like chocolate bar, again, no figs added, it has that crunchiness and that texture. So it even more reminded me of the calimyrna fig. So that was the first one. Tons of fun. Loved that bar. The black mission figs were so much harder. I did not expect them to be more difficult because so often people say, oh, that's a fig flavor I taste in that chocolate. And those are the ones that really pushed me to keep tasting until I found two bars that very, very, very much resemble the notes and aromas in the black mission fig. So the first one I came to was Fresco. And here's a little bit of the chocolate, a little chocolate shot there, the beautiful Fresco bars. It's the Fresco number 225 Peru San Martin bar. So when I started through my collection, I started through Madagascar because I knew that Madagascar has those high fruit notes, and that's what I'm looking for, the cherry, the apricot, and whatnot in the fig. And so I had to kind of transfer over to Peru, which also is known for having those high fruit notes too, and went through some other origins also, but kept going till I found the right matchups. This one's got the molassesiness and the tartness in it. Beautiful, beautiful bar. It's got a fantastic, smooth, creamy texture. Absolutely loved this one. Could have eaten it all day long. And the other one I came to, I only had one small little piece. Now I've got a big chocolate collection, but some of these bars, I am down to one little tiny last piece. And on the dandelion chocolate bar that I tasted, it's their dandelion Papua New Guinea bar. It was the 2011 harvest, if you can see there. It's my very, very last little carefully preserved piece of this bar. And it definitely had those molasses notes along with the high fruit apricot cherry notes. Now, since I'm out of this bar, I'm going to go buy another one today if I can find a Papua New Guinea bar by dandelion and taste that just to confirm, because who doesn't want to keep tasting chocolate and confirming that those fig notes are there. So if you're into tasting chocolate and palate training and learning about what you're tasting and really implanting those flavor notes in your memory so that you can recall them and be accurate in explaining your experiences, try this experiment. Take a food like a fig or anything else, firmly implant the aromas and notes in your mind, and then go looking through chocolate bars and tasting and smelling those chocolate bars to see if you can match up those notes. It's a tremendously fun experience. I hope to see you next time. If you have comments or want to get together for a chocolate tasting, I would love to do that. Talk to you soon.